Through this video, what I really want to reaffirm to you is that you can truly start being a filmmaker at any point. At any point, you can truly learn how to make videos no matter what you believe your limitations are. All it takes is your dedication and your cell phone. To prove that to you, let me tell you my story starting out. Before I started this YouTube channel in 2020, what you might call my filmmaking journey, I was a dancer. My whole life was consumed by dance, or getting through whatever it was that was happening in my life at the time so I could dance. I did have social media then, but if you were my friend, you knew that social media wasn't the way to reach me because I was almost never on it. And because of that, I would say more so than your average person, I was completely unfamiliar with taking photos or even videos for that matter. However, in the world of dance, you get to a point where you want to make concept videos for your choreographies, meaning that you gather a group of your dance friends, you get a videographer, and you make a video. But every time I went through that process, I never liked how the video turned out. So instead of just being in front of the camera dancing, I started to learn how to be behind the camera as well. I was a broke college student at the time, so no camera, only my phone, which was a Galaxy Note 9 or something like that. I started making quick freestyle videos on Instagram with my friends. Alongside of that, I would also be learning filming and editing techniques from creators like Peter McKinnon, and then apply those techniques to those videos. Soon enough, my dance friends were asking me to film their dance videos or whatever other creative ideas they had in mind. Once again, to reiterate, this was all with my phone. In fact, let me just show you.
Girl, you got me at the first time, no lie, that's why couldn't find another, it's a problem. Low-key got a hold on me, and it won't stop once we start. I ain't tripping, girl, I'm falling hard for you, babe. I already tasted on the tip of my tongue. Girl, you know I want some, let me get it, cause you're my favorite flavor. I want you now or later. Put your legs up on the table, put it in my face, girl, you're my favorite flavor. Got so many others to choose from, I don't need them. You're the only taste I crave, yeah, that's why you're my favorite flavor. I want you now or later. They've been calling this addiction, having visions of you in missionary position.
Not bad for someone with only a phone, right? From there, it just started to snowball into getting my first camera and what you see today on this channel. Like I said before, truly, all it takes is a little bit of dedication and your cell phone. A misconception that stops people from even trying is that you need a good camera to even make a good video. But what you might not realize is that everything that you learn with your phone will translate in your work that you do with your camera. From understanding the settings, the technicalities, to how you like to film and edit your videos. You're only replacing your tool, in this case your phone, let's say for a new mirrorless camera, for better quality images and for a little bit more technical control. That's it. Your skill set and your creativity, those will always be constants. It doesn't matter what camera you use for those constants. So if that's the case, why wouldn't you start with your phone or whatever it is that you have at your disposal? With that being said, as someone who is also completely self-taught, no film school, no professional camera friends, none of that, I know it can be a bit overwhelming for you to figure out where you should begin, where you should start learning. So let me go ahead and share a few resources with you. Past your phone, you do need an editing software. What I began with and would completely recommend is DaVinci Resolve. It's an absolutely fantastic editing software, and it's up there with Premiere Pro, Final Cut Pro. By the way, it's free. It's completely free. It caters to beginners, and as you get better, it'll keep up with all the new and complex editing skills that you might pick up, unlike iMovie, for example. As for learning filming and editing techniques themselves, I would definitely take a look at Peter McKinnon's older videos, and I'm talking about the ones that are like 4 to 5 years old. I particularly recommend him not just because I started out by watching his videos, but because By watching his videos outside of just the tutorials and whatever else, you will be introduced to the culture and the mental frameworks of filmmaking as a whole. From that point onwards, your YouTube recommendations and your curiosities when it comes to filmmaking will guide you down a rabbit hole where you'll discover a bunch of other new amazing filmmaking creators that will educate you on what you want to learn. Beyond that, the two main skills I would focus on are capturing good compositions and lighting. Those two skills in particular are the ones that are going to help you develop your filmmaker's eye. In other words, your ability to capture compelling images with your camera. Of course, you can learn the basics by typing in how to get good compositions or how to use lighting in your videos into the search bar, as you should to begin with. You should definitely watch and try a few of those. But it's around this point where I believe you can start developing your filmmaking style with a lot more intent relative to those two skills. Soon enough, you'll have reached a point where you've done a pretty good amount of research across YouTube and have gotten pretty familiar with the filmmaking niche itself. You probably have a few videos that you've taken the time to practice and experiment with as well, which also means that you've probably found some of the creators that inspire you. What I recommend you do here is that you pick the top 2 or 3 creators, the ones that inspire you the most, and then attempt to emulate and then integrate their style, how they like to shoot, film, and edit their videos into your own. Try and really figure out these 6 aspects of their styles. What transitions do they like to use the most? What are their go-to camera movements? How do they like to incorporate sound design into their videos? What color schemes do they thematically use? How do they like to frame their images? In other words, their compositions. What lighting situations do they like to operate in the most? Going through this process is going to help you learn the skills and develop the filmmaker's eye that's actually relevant to what you want to film. For example, my inspirations are Peter Lindgren, J.R. Ali, and Aiden Robbins. If you take a look at these filmmaker styles, it's very obvious to see where my influences come from. For example, I take very much from Peter Lindgren's lighting style with the whole blue and orange theme. J.R. Ali has a very unique tech/glitch editing style in his travel videos, so a lot of the transitions I use in my own videos are either learned or inspired by his. And Aiden Robbins, man, has incredible compositions and framing of images, which I take from to capture my own footage. But the point is, developing your style while taking from your inspirations will typically sharpen up your skills quite a bit because you'll actually want to go out and practice, which would also be the last piece of the puzzle. Go out and shoot and then edit as much as you can. What you'll quickly learn about filmmaking is that there are a lot of moving parts and a lot of different sub-skills that you're going to have to pick up. But as long as you take the time to practice consistently, it'll never overwhelm you. In fact, it'll pull you in even more because it's such an in-depth creative process that's going to let you bring to life any vision or any story that you might want to share, as long as you dedicate the time to learning and executing. The tip here would be, anytime that you do go out to shoot, as much as you can, try to go out there with intention. For example, today I'm going to shoot a 15-second edit with a focus on whip transitions, or today I'm going to focus on capturing beautiful compositions during golden hour, and so forth and so on. You'll be improving much faster this way, which in turn will motivate you to keep building your filmmaking skills because you're going to start to feel and see this compounding effect in your videos, showcasing your crazy growth. Just look at where I started with my first YouTube video and where I am now. It's pretty insane, right? I hope this video helped give you some insight and confidence when it comes to starting your filmmaking journey. Of course, subscribe. I can't wait to see what awesome video you're going to create. And to those of us that take the chance to share our stories through filmmaking, it's time to skyrocket.